Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. In this video, we'll have a quick look at HyperOS 3.0 versus HyperOS 2.0. Now we have two Poco devices, the Poco F8 Ultra and we also have the Poco F7 launched in India. Now the Poco F7 comes with Android 15 and HyperOS 2.0, while the Poco F8 Ultra, this is not a device launched in India, but this device comes with HyperOS 3.0 and you get Android 16 out of the box. So these are two devices with different hardware and also different software. Now HyperOS on Poco is slightly different because you get the icons for Poco and also the app drawer or the launcher is different compared to the Xiaomi devices. So that difference will obviously be there, but here we're comparing two Poco devices. So HyperOS 3.0 on a Xiaomi device will be slightly different because the icons on the HyperOS 3.0 on Poco is different to that offered on the Xiaomi devices. Now Xiaomi icons are much more refined than the Poco's icon. This looks slightly outdated, but the Xiaomi icons are much better than the Poco icons. So let's see what all has changed here. So first let's have a look at the notification toggle. So this is one area where you can clearly see the difference. Now you can see that while the toggles which are not enabled are in kind of black color or a grayish color, you can also see the tint is slightly better here. I mean the background blur is also slightly better here. It's a refined blur compared to the one on the HyperOS 2.0. Now the enabled ones are here, you can see here these are in blue color, while you can see that these are in blue color with a white background, so that is changed. Here you get blue background and white icons, so white icons. Here you can see a white background and blue icon, so that is one thing change, but otherwise you can see here the look and feel is quite similar. There isn't much to differentiate, but this is something which you can feel here. Now if you look at the home screen, again not much different. Now if you look at the app drawer, again the options and tools are very similar. If you look at here, you can see some additional tools available. Now here you can see here one additional option, in-app query, directly find contents within app, open search after opening the app. So these two options are available by default. Now let's go to the wallpaper and styling. So let's just click here. You can see here these icons are also changed. You can see here this is more refined with a grayish background. This is with more of a black background. So kind of refinement, I would say. Not huge change, but definitely they change. You can see that the icons are also changed. Now if you look at the widgets are more or less similar. There isn't much to differentiate here. Both of them have similar options. So that's the options available. Now next let's go to the settings panel. Now here you can see here this is the HyperOS 3.0. Let's just go to about device. So here you can see here HyperOS 3.0.4, this is HyperOS 2.0.2, and you can see here while the UI looks very similar, there isn't much to differentiate here. One thing what is you can notice is that the icons here on the left side has changed. Here you can see here a bit more colorful icons, but this is more towards not much change, but again there is a change in terms of the icons, but then it looks more or less similar. There is minor change here in terms of icons. So that's how the settings panel looks like. So again what I felt is that the app notifications are more refined here, and it feels a bit more refined on the HyperOS 3.0. The app animations are a bit more refined, so that's one area where these are changed. Now next let's go to the settings and see here. Next let's go to the interconnectivity option. You can now see that HyperOS 3.0 has included all the ecosystem product. Here we have a tablet, a smartwatch and a phone, while here you can see even the car is been included. So this is the connectivity option, interconnectivity, the ecosystem product. Now Xiaomi Hyper AI, again no change. You can see here all these things are very similar, no change in terms of the AI features. Now let's go to the personalization option. So here you can definitely see some change. Now one thing you can see here, personalization has changed. Here you can customize the options from here itself. You can see here there are different options you can customize, but here you can't do that. Now lock style is there, icons, fonts, always on notification, then fingerprint effects, these are similar, but here what you can see here, you can change the options. Now let's just go here, select this, and let's also select this. So here you can see here when I select this, both the screens have changed. Now what you can do here is wallpaper effects. Now click here, you get the option to change the clock, but here you don't get the option to change the clock. If you want to change the clock, you have to go and select the different lock screen style, but here you get all the lock screen available, and you can, whatever is available in the system, you can choose the lock screen for this, but here you don't have that option. You have to go back and choose whatever lock screen you like. Apart from that, if you go to the fonts, we'll just come back to that. Fonts, you can see here, you can see additional options like solid, blend, overlap and gradient, but here you don't see those options. And as I said before, clock you can select. Here you don't have the option to select the clock. You can just customize the font effect, but here you have additional options like solid, blend, overlap or gradient options are also available for the font. Now apart from that, you can see that wallpaper also you can select different options. There is also AI dynamic wallpaper that is not available here, so AI dynamic wallpapers are also included here. So this is one area where you can customize things here. Lock screen, before lock screen customization was available, but you had to change the lock screen style to get a new clock, but from here you can directly go and adjust the clock. This is something which is included new. And wallpaper effects, you can see here, this is available here as well. You can select additional options as well, so that's included with the UI as well. So this is how the change has been applied, and you can see the blur effect, and you can see the options. So these are things which are changed in terms of the lock screen option. Then you can see here always on display, those things are not much changed. You can see a very similar UI, nothing much changed there. And apart from that, fingerprint animation, UI, everything looks very similar, and not much of change available in this. But then the lock screen styles have changed, and there are more customization available. Now if you go to the image gallery and select an image, you can see here the bottom icons are also changed. The option to share, edit, favorite, delete, all of them have changed. You can see a bit more refined look. And if you go to the share option, or rather if you go to the three dots, you can see here once again the UI looks more refined here. Here you get the text plus icon, while here only you get the text, so it's a bit more refined and looks much better here. And apart from that, the option to edit a wallpaper, you can see here more or less similar. Both have very similar UI, the 3.0 as well as 2.0, so that is not changed much. So now another important thing about this is, as I said before, the hyper island, or rather the dynamic island what is seen on iPhone. So you can see here, this is the hyper island. This is not available here. So you can see here right now I have the stopwatch running, and if I open it, it will come here, and here I am also running the music app. So you can see multiple dynamic island is supported here. You can see here multiple are running, and you can switch between them. Just tap on this and you can get the details, and if you just swipe out, you can see the details. So this is how the dynamic island works. It's very refined, actually works seamlessly, and even for charging also we'll show you how that works. The charging notification on the HyperOS 2.0 versus 3.0 is also different. So the hyper island implementation is definitely good and works well, and it is also supported on other third-party apps whichever you're installed, like home delivery apps, food delivery apps and grocery apps. If you have installed, you will get such notification from them as well. So that's the Hyper Island on the Poco F8 Ultra with the HyperOS 3.0. Now we'll also show you how the charging animation works. So I'm just connecting the charger to the HyperOS 2.0, and you can see here this is the quick charge notification. So you can see here this is the quick charge notification, 90 watt maximum. Now we'll show you how it works on the HyperOS 3.0. So we're just connecting this to the HyperOS 3.0. and you can see the notification. So this is in the Hyper Island. You can see here 100 watt Hyper Island. So this is how the notification works. So that is also one of the changes with the HyperOS 3.0. Apart from this, I don't really see any major differences between the HyperOS 2.0 and the HyperOS 3.0. Obviously, the 3.0 is a bit more smoother in overall animations and the response time, and this is definitely more refined. And again, the UI experience is also refined on the HyperOS 3.0. Again, these are on the Poco devices, so we have both the Poco devices. On Xiaomi devices, it will be slightly different. We'll come back on a different video on how it looks on the Xiaomi devices once we get the update. So that was HyperOS 3.0 versus HyperOS 2.0. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day.